Good morning, everyone. It's Kathleen. Yesterday we worked with the isolating the sounds of T and TH. So today I'm going to give you some transitional practices, exercises that you can do to practice the transitions from, within words. If you're having a conversation, you need to be able to transition from those sounds into the next word, the next thought, whatever. So I've written down some examples here, things that I hear frequently, things that my students have trouble with, and it's the finishing out the sound and then moving into the next one. So we have the first one. We're going to do the voiced TH. So if you remember, the voiced TH is if you can hear that. I'm sorry, there's a lot. Again, they're still doing construction from the storm, so lots of damage. So you're going to hear construction and stuff in the background. But anyway, so my tongue is off of the floor of my mouth. It's just gently between my teeth, and as I'm blowing air over my teeth, over the tongue, I'm activating my vocal cords. So okay, so that can be a difficult sound when you're transitioning into words that begin with the letter L or the letter R or another TH sound. Okay, so we'll focus on those three today. If you have trouble with a different transition, put it in the comments, and I will definitely do a video to help you with that. So, so we're going to do the voiced TH right now, and we're going to transition between the L, the R, and a TH, an unvoiced TH. Okay, so one thing you want to, you want to make sure that you finish out the one sound before you start the next sound. But you're thinking to yourself, how on earth does that happen in a real conversation? What am I finishing out all my sounds? Yes, I am. However, because you speak faster, you brain doesn't necessarily register it, except that it clarifies that word before you move on to the next one. So if you're going to say smooth like, okay, like smooth like silk, and for all of you music fans out there, smooth like butter, okay? So smooth like. So watch what my mouth does. Smooth like. Smooth like. So watch how my mouth changes ever so slightly to clear the way for the next sound. So smooth like. Okay, so just practice that, and then add whatever you want. Sing the song, find other words, smooth like silk. So it happens quickly, but it still happens, and your brain registers it, even if your ears might not, if that makes any sense. Scientists will probably tell me I'm wrong, but that there's another explanation. But really, in the middle of a conversation, if you're saying, oh, that's smooth like silk, something in your brain registers the difference, okay? So practice that one. Smooth like. All right, okay. And then the next one we have is the voiced TH to R. So in the sentence, my brother reads all the time. Brother reads. Take a hint of a pause before you go on to the next one, and you're good to go. And there is still, even so, so with the word brother and then the word reads, brother ends in R and reads begins with R. But in the word brother, brother. You've still got the remnants of that voice TH sound. So that's where it becomes a little tricky. So brother reads. Brother reads. My brother reads all the time. Okay. And then we're going to say in the sentence, bathe the cat before going to the vet. Bathe the. Bathe the. Bathe the. Bathe the. Bathe the. Okay? So get used to doing that accurately, and then as your speech improves and gets faster, then you'll automatically be saying the two sounds, even though it's all going to flow into one. I don't know how to explain that any better, but it happens, and that's why native speakers can condense their words and blend the words and what have you, but the words are still registering in our brains because somewhere along the line we learned it correctly, and then we learned how to just smooth it all in. So bathe the, bathe the, bathe the. It's kind of like the tapping of the T, only between your teeth. Bathe the, bathe the. Okay. All right. So now let's move on to the unvoiced TH, which is okay. So it's the same mechanics in your mouth. You're just not using your voice. Okay. All right. So here, if you're talking about two people, going to do the same thing, or in the sentence, both Larry and Mabel are going. Both Larry, both Larry. So you quickly pull your tongue away. Both Larry, and you switch your tongue. All right. So with the TH, your tongue is here. For Larry, you need it up higher. You need the tip of your tongue up higher. None of these sounds has your tongue resting on the floor of your mouth. So get your tongue off the bottom of your mouth. Don't really have it clinging to your teeth or anything, okay? What did I say? Both Larry. Both Larry. Let me do this angle. Both Larry and Mabel are going. Both Larry and Mabel are going. Both Larry and Mabel are going. So actually, when I'm not accentuating it, the L is up higher on my teeth. It's not between my teeth. Both Larry and Mabel are going. Okay. I've lost 3 teeth this week. So the TH to the TH to the TH. Teeth this. Teeth this. Teeth this week. I've lost 3 teeth this week. So you can see it's a quick tapping again, a quick removal, and then in place again. Okay, and then don't wear that with red. So don't wear that with red trousers or whatever. With red. With, and pull it away quick, get it out of the way. Red. With red. With red. Don't wear that with red trousers. Okay? And then the T sound. So the tip of my tongue is up on my teeth, tapping my tongue with my teeth, or tapping my teeth with my tongue. Sat right in the middle. So Joey sat right in the middle. So sat right, sat right, sat right in the middle. Joey sat right in the middle. Okay. Again, none of this is happening on the bottom, on the floor of my mouth. It's all up and active. Okay. The cat licked my face. Cat licked. Cat licked. The cat licked my face. Okay. And then bat the ball, bat the ball, bat the ball, bat the ball, bat the ball. Okay, so in that case, I'm not saying bat the ball, but you're getting the sense of that T and that finished word, bat the ball, bat the ball. Okay, so there's a pause, and it's a quick pause, but it's just enough of a pause so that your brain registers that you finished out the word. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions. I'm probably gonna have to break this down into 3 sections here today. So anyway, you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.